Welcome to our final module. In the world of AI, the ground is always shifting beneath our feet. So the big question is, how do you build a strategy that works today, but also won't just completely crumble tomorrow? Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle. Future-proofing your AI strategy. All right, before we really dive in, just a quick but really important note. This is the last part of our 15-module tutorial, and it's all based on a comprehensive report by Virtualization Options LLC. Now, this is meant to be general guidance. It's not a warranty, and it's definitely not legal or financial advice. So please, make sure you talk with your own professionals before you take any action. We're really just scratching the surface of what's in the full report here. And this is the question that keeps tech leaders up at night, right? I mean, the models, the hardware, the frameworks, everything is changing so fast. If you commit to a really rigid strategy today, it just feels like this massive gamble on what the world's even going to look like in 6 months.
So what's the answer? Well, the report is super clear on this. You don't need a crystal ball. You don't have to predict the future. What you need is a strategy that's built around one core idea: adaptability. So let's dig into the framework from Chapter 15 of the source research and see how to do exactly that.
The report organizes all of this thinking around 4 essential pillars. Think of them as the foundation of your strategy. They all work together to create something that's resilient, flexible, and just ready for whatever comes next. So let's break them down one by one. Okay, let's jump right into this first pillar. This is all about the technical foundation of your AI systems. We're talking about the nuts and bolts that really determine how easily you can change things down the road.
Architectural flexibility isn't some abstract concept. It's built on real, concrete technical choices. Using containers, for instance, that's like putting your applications in little magic boxes that can run almost anywhere. Or infrastructure as code. It means your whole environment is defined in scripts, so it's repeatable and super easy to modify. The big takeaway here? You've got to resist that temptation to use those shiny proprietary services that are convenient today, but might become a huge headache to move away from tomorrow. Okay, on to our second pillar, monitoring tech trends. Look, having a flexible architecture is amazing, but it's only half the battle. You can't adapt to changes you don't even see coming, right? So being proactively aware is your absolute best defense against becoming obsolete. What's great is that the report gives us a really practical map for how to stay informed. And this isn't just about passively reading the news. It's about actively tracking hardware roadmaps, really following the evolution of key frameworks like PyTorch, and getting involved with your cloud provider's beta programs. This proactive approach, that's how you spot the big shifts before they become mainstream. And that brings us to our third pillar, which is basically your insurance policy. This is all about making sure you're not trapped in one provider's ecosystem when a better, maybe more cost-effective option shows up. So what do we really mean by portability? It's not just some technical feature. It's a strategic capability. It's the freedom to choose the absolute best platform for your workload today and, crucially, the freedom to change your mind tomorrow with as little pain and cost as possible. And this really gets to a central trade-off you're going to have to make. Provider-specific tools? Yeah, they offer convenience, deep integration, it's easy. But they can build these massive walls around your workloads. On the flip side, open-source alternatives like Kubernetes or MLflow might take a bit more setup, but they give you that huge strategic advantage of being provider agnostic. It's a decision that has some serious long-term consequences. Now for the final pillar. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. Because even the most flexible technology in the world is useless if your team isn't ready, willing, and able to adapt with it. This is all about culture and mindset.
The report just hits the nail on the head here. It says to foster continuous learning cultures where teams stay current, rather than ossifying around current tools. Ossifying, that's a great word for it. Basically, it means preventing your team's skills from becoming rigid and outdated. You simply can't buy adaptability. You have to build it into the very DNA of your teams.
So how do you actually do that? Well, it's about actively investing in your team. This means setting aside dedicated time for them to just experiment and play. It means encouraging them to go to conferences and bring back new ideas. It means building platform engineering teams to manage new tech and setting up regular tech refresh cycles. Adaptability doesn't happen by accident. It's a skill your organization has to practice on purpose. Okay, so let's bring this all together. What these 4 pillars really show us is that a future-proof strategy isn't some static document you write once and then put on a shelf. No, it's a living, breathing process. It's this constant dance between building flexible systems and growing a culture that's excited to see what's next. Your strategy has to be just as dynamic as the technology it's trying to support.
And that's the question I really want to leave you with. As you're designing your AI infrastructure, think hard about these pillars. Are you building a rigid structure that's just going to crack under the pressure of change? Or are you laying a flexible foundation that can evolve and grow for years to come? The choice you make today is absolutely going to define what you're capable of tomorrow.